Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
Welcome to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and we're talking overcoming those personal challenges. Are you overspending? Are you diving into the dating pool but don't really know yourself? And are you trying to practice dry January but you're like, I don't know the options? Well, we've got all the answers for you. Let's get into it.
In women are dating before they know who they actually are. And I am committing to partners before I know who I am. And if I don't know who I am, I don't know what I need to be sustained in a relationship. So it means that I'm now figuring this out while I'm in the relationship. And now as I'm becoming clear about what I need, I have to communicate those needs to my partner. And my partner may or may not have what I need, and they may not be willing to get what I need. Right? So this is why I don't say a lot, many relationships break down because it's not about, are we compatible? Sometimes it's, are we willing? Right? Because as you grow and you figure out what you need, especially as life changes, your needs change, right? And as you're evolving, am I willing to evolve with you to continue to be what you need as you grow?
That sounds like there's a lot of growth you got to do personally before you start going out and finding your next love interest. So here to talk more about it is the woman you just saw, Brittany Noel,
Yes.
therapist and confidence coach. You've been here on the Nightcap.
I have. Well, thank you for having me back.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here.
And as you know, people are wanting to date. They're wanting to find their life partners. But you're saying you got to get to know yourself first.
Ideally.
Are you finding that people just, are not really in tune with who they are and their needs, as you said in that podcast?
Absolutely. Most of the times when I work with couples and we're talking about different breakdowns in the relationships, many of the problems are stemming from the fact that we are two individual beings who are growing within the relationship. And now my partner has to learn how to meet my needs. I have to learn how to communicate my needs. And how you love me in year 1 is going to be very different from how you love me in year 5. And so these breakdowns look like incompatibility when really it's just a willingness. Are we going to continue to grow with each other on this journey?
So for someone who's listening to you and they're like, dang, do I really know myself? What are the steps that they should be taking to really, do that deep dive and get to know who the hell is Carolina?
First and foremost, you always want to analyze your past.
Oh, no.
I know.
Scary.
Look at your
that
face.
Is so scary.
She was like, no, why do we have to go back there?
It's the past for a reason,
It's for a reason. I know, but guess what? Unresolved issues from your past always show up in your present. And if you haven't made the connection between past situations, hurt, pain, abandonment, trauma, if you haven't made the connection to what happened to me before as to why I make decisions the way that I do today, then you're going to keep repeating that cycle, not knowing why. And then you say things like, well, I'm just like that. I've always been like that. No, you learned how to be like that because your dad abandoned you. Or no, you learned how to be like that because your mother was passive aggressive. So you have to look at my past to understand my present so that I can build my future.
Okay, so after you do the inventory of your past and how it's showing up in your present, what else should you do?
Behavior modification. So that's the point where we want to say, okay, I understand the cycle. I see the cycle. I now have to replace the unhealthy behavior with the healthy behavior. So if I shut down when I feel triggered, then the new behavior is to open up and be vulnerable. If I lash out when I'm angry, the new behavior is to communicate what I need. If I act a fool because my spouse wants to go out and have a guy's night out, then the new behavior is to ask for reassurance about where we are in the relationship, right? So behavior modification is where I get into actually doing the work, which is the hard part, about saying, I'm no longer going to continue this unhealthy behavior. How can I replace it with something that actually gets me to where I want to be?
Behavior modification. That is, obviously it's already hard work looking at your past and deciding. That's a challenge in itself.
Yeah.
Is there a third? Is there more work, Brittany?
Of course.
Okay.
So, and I will even say that because I think some people stop their journey too soon because they stop at being aware. And they think just because I'm aware of the pattern that I've done the work, and the work isn't done until you can actually create a new result. So being aware of the fact that you are probably not so pleasant in the morning, or you're not a loving partner, or you are, toxic with your word choice at times. Being aware is not enough. We have to then take it a step further and say, okay, what is the alternative behavior so that I am safe to love? We require so much from the people that we love that we don't sit down and ask ourselves, am I even safe to love? Like the way that I respond when I'm angry, Is it safe for my partner to love me? Is it safe for my partner to be vulnerable with me? Because sometimes when we don't get our way in relationships, the best part of you doesn't come out. And that's the part that has to change.
Oh, okay. So
she's having a whole conniption.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just imagining people at home like, dang, like, am I actually safe to love? Like, I'm thinking about that in my relationship right now. Like, man, would I want to be Andrew in this situation?
Because sometimes we're asking for things that we haven't learned how to be for ourselves. And this is why we put so much weight on our partners to be that thing, because I haven't mastered it either.
So for those who are already in a relationship,
yes,
and they're listening to you and like, whoa, like maybe I do have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And maybe my partner has a lot of work to do too.
Of course.
What steps should they be? How do they overcome this challenge of like, man, I haven't addressed anything. I'm not actually that lovable.
Sit down with your partner and ask them a very hard question. Look at her face.
What's the hard question? What's the hard question, Brittany? Hit me.
How can I love you better? It's a very tough question because whatever answer your partner gives you, sometimes it's hard to hear that feedback when they say, well, you really aren't present because you're on your phone a lot. And the first thing we want, no, I do this, and it's defensiveness, right? So
you're on your phone too.
Right, you're on your phone too. You're out over here. So instead of hearing our partners, we immediately jump on the defense to protect our ego. So what makes that conversation hard is to actually be insightful enough to say, I hear you. Whether I agree or not, I hear you, and I want to do this better. What does loving you better look like in this season? Because how I loved you when we first got together is not always going to work.
Right, the season's changed.
Season has changed.
All right, well, I hope you got some insight just like I did. So now it's time for a drink. But it's Dry January here on the Nightcap, and do you think there's options? Oh, Chelsea Monroe brought them all, baby. And we're going to get into them next. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about overcoming those personal challenges. And as you know, here on the Nightcap, we've been practicing Dry January, but you're like, what are my options? Well, Chelsea Monroe is here with all of them. Okay? You've got quite the array, but you've already got something poured up for me and Brittany.
Yeah, so I know you love mezcal.
Yes.
So I whipped up a mezcal margarita with non-alcoholic mezcal.
You down?
I'm ready.
All right, cheers. Let's try this out. So the spirit is 0 proof. Okay.
It's 0 proof. So a lot of your non-alcoholic spirits are, is it good?
Yes, it's good.
Okay, wonderful.
Refreshing.
So a lot of non-alcoholic spirits do have trace alcohol in them, less than 0.5% ABV. A piece of bread has more alcohol in it than that. So just to give reference there. Y'all are enjoying Cut Above's Mezcal, which is one of my favorite lines, as well as my favorite mezcal on the market.
Okay.
We've got Seedlip, their Grove, which is a great Cointreau replacement for when you want to make a margarita as well. And then we go into some RTDs by Spiritless, which I also know you love old fashions.
I do love old fashions. And what are RTDs?
Yeah, they're ready to drink.
Oh, ready to drink. RTD. Ready to wear RTW.
Yes, that sounds like my avenue.
So I know that a lot of people want to be lazy bartenders.
Yes.
As well as myself. Even though I am a pro at this, I want to be a lazy bartender. And so RTDs are the way to go.
I mean, anybody who's watched the show and has seen me make drinks, because producer hobby sometimes forces me to. I don't know the first thing. I should be learning a lot more because I have so many bartenders come, but this is the better way. So hobby, let's get some RTDs up in here. This is actually pretty good considering there's no alcohol in here.
Yeah, and that old-fashioned RTD ready to drink is made with Spiritless's Kentucky 74 non-alcoholic bourbon, which is distilled in Waco.
Oh,
yeah,
so Texas.
Exactly. There's a lot of Texas products here that I'll try and point out, including Cut Above that's based here right in Houston.
Oh, does Cut Above have basically a replacement for every spirit?
Just about.
Oh, wow.
And y'all are actually the first to know about the whiskey that is not out yet, coming soon. So we're very excited.
Okay, nice. I'll have to look forward to that.
Exactly.
All right, what is this beverage you got going on here?
So we're gonna call it Carolina's Cocktail because it's for you.
Okay.
So it's made with Tennyson's Black Ginger as well as Pentire's Adrift, and then Betty Buzz tonic water, some lime juice, and all the bitters, orange bitters. So
okay.
very delicious.
Oh, it's got my name. I better like this, girl. Let's see. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I know you love the botanical
I
category.
love this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this one.
So the botanical category, Pentire and Tennyson, and there's a few others here. That's a great category if you are wanting to have non-alcoholic beverages, but you're wanting to avoid the mimic spirits like the tequila replacements, gin, etc. Botanical is great for that because it's not trying to mimic another spirit. It also doesn't smell like tequila, where it could be a trigger that could have you slip or relapse potentially. So if you're comfortable with botanical, I highly recommend. It's just water made with variety of botanicals, aromas, citrus, etc.
Kind of herby.
Herby, exactly.
Yeah. You down to try some of that white wine over
I'm
there?
down. I'm down.
So we've got Shirley's collection as well.
Is that these?
Yeah, so we got Shirley up here. That is her RTD, her ready to drink non-alcoholic
this
brute.
one.
Yep.
Oh.
So, and also a great thing about Shirley, in that can, it's only 2 grams of sugar and 5 calories overall.
And you were saying you were doing low sugar.
Low sugar. That sounds great.
Yep.
Perfect. So, the benefits, right?
Yep.
Everyone is like, oh, I'll be alcohol free for, a month, but there's actually some very serious health benefits to being alcohol free.
The list is endless. The limit doesn't exist.
For
But-
how many benefits you
Yeah,
get?
yes, so many. But to name a few, stronger immunity, you've got improved focus, you've got improved hormones and sleep, increased energy, brighter hydrated skin, less wrinkles.
Yes, that's important.
sign me up.
Okay, hello.
And then my personal favorite, more money, honey. Because drinking alcohol is a domino effect. It's not just the alcohol, it's the late night munchies. And for me, the impulsive shopping. You go home, you're like, I've been thinking about that pair of shoes. They're like $500.
Fewer inhibition, so you're
Absolutely.
going to Amazon and you just
You're like, blame
purchase,
it on the
purchase.
alcohol.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, when we come back, as you said, we like to overspend, and some of us may have overspent this Christmas season, so we have a financial expert here to get us in line, all right? Overcome that challenge, so stick around. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about overcoming those personal challenges this new year. And maybe you've been overspending. So I brought over the financial coach for spenders, Franchelle Caesar. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for
The
having
holiday
me, Carolina.
season.
I know everybody's got the holiday hangover.
They got credit card statements coming in and they're like, oh, what did I spend? What did I do?
Exactly. So much fun. Well, I'm glad you asked me to come on today. I do have some tips for people who are having a holiday hangover, ways to start the new year right,
Yes.
start fresh start. It's a new year. The first thing that you should do is go in your kitchen, because there are 3 places where people spend the most money where they don't have to. One is their kitchen, one is the closet, and the other one is from their mind.
Oh.
So we can address all of these today.
Okay, so the kitchen.
The kitchen. You go in your kitchen. It's a fresh start, new year. You've cleaned the kitchen, obviously. Go to the pantry. Write down everything that's in your pantry. Go to the freezer. Write down everything that's in your freezer. Typically, we have like 4 or 5 meals that we can have just from home that we already have, of things that are already sitting around the house in the kitchen. Then put a list on the front of your refrigerator. When things start to get low, or if something runs out, write it on the list. At the end of the week, grab the list, go to the store, only get what's on the list. Better yet, take the list and order your groceries online and go pick them up. So you're not even
That way
tempted
you're not
when you
even
go in.
tempted going down the aisles.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that happens every time. Producer Hobby says she doesn't like you because you calling out all of her stuff.
It's true. We all do it. We spend most of our money on food. Yeah, when we don't have to.
I mean, I'm thinking every time, like everything that I have in the freezer, it's like, yeah, I could make some pasta with that. I've got some frozen ground beef, but like I'm gonna go buy a fresh ground beef, knowing that I have one that's
Exactly.
frozen. All right, the closet. Let's move on to the closet. You called me too far out on the kitchen.
Yeah, so we're tempted to buy clothes a lot of times when we go in our closet. We may have lots of clothes. Like most of us have so many things in the closet, you can't even like put your hand in there
Yep,
and
that's
like
me.
open up the
That's me right here.
the
That's me.
clothes hangers. Yeah, but when we stand in front of a closet that's overstuffed, our mind is overwhelmed and we just say, I have nothing to wear. And we decide we have nothing to wear even though we have all these clothes. So go in your closet, remove everything that doesn't fit the body you have now and everything that doesn't make you feel fabulous, take it out of the closet. You don't have to throw it away or give it away or take the Goodwill or anything like that. Just store it away so that everything that's in front of you in your closet is something you could wear like right now today. You can put it on, feel amazing, and it fits.
So I don't have to donate my
donate.
hopeful jeans, the ones that, you know, if I lose 10 more pounds, I'm gonna fit into. I don't have to toss them. I just gotta get them.
Hopeful jeans and just move them out so they're not in front of you. Here's the thing about saving clothes till you lose weight. When you lose weight, are you gonna want to wear your old jeans? Or are you gonna go out and go shopping?
It's gonna be out of fashion, right? It's gonna be out of style.
I am the financial coach for spenders, okay? So I don't tell you like, don't go buy new clothes, wear your old clothes. I'm like, girl, if you lost the weight, go buy some new clothes. Enjoy.
Treat yourself, right?
Treat yourself. You deserve it.
All right, that third one has me a little curious. What do you mean the mind? We spend money in the mind.
So it's so interesting. So I coach spenders, right? So most of the money coaching that you hear comes from advice that's for savers or people who are like focused on lack. Like they'll tell you like, cancel this, cut up your credit cards, you know, eat beans and rice, all these things. I think the opposite. Like look around and see how much you have. There's so much abundance in our lives. There's no need to cancel anything. We have so much. Even like when you're looking in your kitchen or you're looking in your closet, the thought should be, I have everything that I need. And if you practice this thought when you go to the grocery store, if you're thinking, I have everything that I need, you're not buying all this extra stuff because you're like, I have this list of things from my pantry and my freezer. I'm good for like 4 or 5 more meals. I have everything that I need. When you want to go out shopping, I shop for sport, okay? Like
You sound like producer Hub.
Yes, I could go shopping and see things beautiful display and be like, that's beautiful. It's staying in the store.
Oh, okay, that's how you're not like producer Hub.
Everything that I need. Yeah, but if you have that thought that's always running in the background, I have everything that I need, you don't feel tempted to go out and bring more things home.
So for people that like going window shopping, but they don't stay, you know, window shopping, they go window shopping and then start putting things in the cart and actually head to the checkout line.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guilty. Producer Javi's guilty. What do you tell them? Like when they're going to the store, what should their mantra be? How do they, you know, prevent spending?
Yeah. So just like what Brittany was talking about, awareness is key. So a lot of times when I work with my clients, what we really talk about is, what are you really trying to buy? Right? Because whenever we go out to bring something home and we're shopping, we're really just hunting for a feeling. We want to feel a certain way. That's why we go out and we bring things home that are beautiful in our homes. So what do we really want? We want calm. We want our home to feel peaceful. We want it to feel comfortable. We don't really want that thing. And so a lot of times what we'll do is we'll go out and we'll bring something home, but it doesn't feel calm because it's just like part of our collection of things we have at home. When what we really want is this feeling. And so a lot of us are just spending money trying to feel a certain way. You know, we want to feel beautiful. We want to feel important. And so we're spending money, but we're not getting the feeling. So we're constantly chasing this feeling. When you understand and when you remind yourself that you have everything you need, not only physically in your life, but you are enough and you have everything you need, you don't feel like you need to go out and bring something in.
Oh my gosh, these are lessons. These are lessons, friend.
It's heavy, yeah.
It's heavy, but hey, I mean, it's something that we need to be paying attention to, right? All right, well, the conversation continues when we come back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about overcoming those challenges, whether it's doing dry January, whether it's checking in on yourself before you dive into the dating world, or if you're an overspender. So here with me, Brittany Noel, Chelsea Monroe, and Fran Caesar. All right, for those on the dry January journey, they don't have to go full sober, alcohol-free just like you.
Yep.
What are you saying to them?
Know your why. Know why you're doing it, why you're reevaluating your relationship with alcohol. Take that why, write it on sticky notes, and put it everywhere you go that you look on a regular basis. You'll keep remembering.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of us who are, you know, on that self-discovery journey or trying to date or trying to be a better partner in their relationship, what do you say, Brittany?
Simply seek to become whatever it is that you request. So whatever it is that you want from your partner, make sure that you can say that I am that thing as well, so that the relationship you have is reciprocating the love that you desire.
You're doing the work just as much as you're asking your partner to do the work. And Fran, for those of us who keep, you know, swiping that credit card, what's your advice?
Yeah, you don't have to stop spending. I coach spenders. I never recommend you stop spending. Just be aware. I used to be a doctor. I was a doctor for 16 years. And when I decided that I wanted to quit medicine, I had $600,000 in debt. I figured out how to pay off my debt in 1 year without using a budget, without stopping my spending or changing my lifestyle, just because I was aware of why I was spending. So instead of chasing a feeling, I was like, this is a trade-off. Do I want to be out of debt and quit my job? Or do I want this thing that's in front of me, right? Or do I want the deal that, Javi is chasing the deal. So like, as long as you're aware of your reasons why, you can change anything.
The why.
The why.
The why and the work.
Yeah, absolutely.
The why and the work. Oh, thank you, ladies. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for coming. And hey, this is alcohol-free. We won't have a hangover tomorrow, okay?
Cheers.
And cheers to you at home. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. And hey, you've got some challenges and you've got some solutions or some ways to take them on. So you got this. You've got this. New year, new you. We'll see you guys next time here on The Nightcap. Cheers, ladies. Thank you all so much for coming.